Hello, hello. So today I have got a thrift haul, a yarn and yarn related object thrift haul for you. If you like that type of stuff, stick around. So I have a thrift store that I really like going to, and it is privately run in a very small town, and it's not like a big box thrift store or anything. And they genuinely are trying to help people, which is why I love this store so much. And they sell things very inexpensively. Now, if you have thrifted for yarn, and I put a post up on my community tab to kind of just feel everybody out. And a lot of people also will thrift for yarn. So if you are, you do know that sometimes when you're looking, they do not know how to price yarn at all. One time I was at a thrift store and it was so expensive. I was like, I'm going to make a video teaching them how to price yarn. But of course, I never did because they would never watch that video. But sometimes it is crazy ridiculous, you know, where they have like yarn from the Dollar Tree marked twice as high as the Dollar Tree, or like random little scrap balls of yarn marked for $2. I mean, it's crazy sometimes, but for the most part, I have seen really good yarn at this thrift store, and their craft section is like, I love it. Absolutely love it. I do have a video I will put up here. It is a long one and it is kind of weird, but at this particular thrift store, they had a weird bag of yarn that was all taped up and it was smashed in there, and I paid 75 cents for it. So I didn't care what was in it. It was just going to be fun, you know, to open it up and everything. But I will link that video up here so you can see that if you want to. But yeah, let's get started with this thrift haul. So the first thing I got wasn't 100% yarn related. This was 50 cents, and it appears to be Singer electric scissors. Now, it does have a little port back there, but there was no cord. But like most adults, we have a whole basket that is full of random charging cords. So for 50 cents, I was willing to risk it and just pick these up and see if I can find a cord. I'm sure if I open this up, there's probably a serial number on it. Maybe. I could Google it and see, you know, what type of cord there is. So, but for 50 cents, I thought I would give that a try. The next thing I got was this Iowa State Cyclones fabric right here, this fleece, and I paid 25 cents. And it says it is 11 inches by 60 inches. And my plan for this is to crochet around the edges. In my last video, it said something about like, what sports do you watch? And I'm like, none. So I know this seems like a little bit of an interesting choice for me, but every year I do get invited to an Iowa State party. In Iowa, people care a lot about that because we don't have a lot of other stuff to do in Iowa. I'm just trying to, they tied a little piece of yarn around here, so I'm going to try to get this off so I can check out the size. You know, if it's not adult size, I think it would definitely work for a child, but let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be super long. I mean, it would definitely work, I think. And if I put some fringe, I bet if I took some red and went down the edges here, that sunbeam's getting me, guys, sorry. If I went down the edge here and then put like maybe some pretty long fringes, like maybe, you know, like 8 or 10 inch fringes on the end, I think that will be a nice festive scarf. So that is the next items I got. I think 6 or 7 of these, and they're all purse handles, so I'm gonna go pretty quick. These are super fun. There is 2 of them, and like, look at that label. Like, these aren't new. These are definitely vintage. I can't even, what does that say? Mangelsons in Omaha, Nebraska. handicraft supplies, but I paid 25 cents per each of these. These are identical, and they're like a plastic tortoiseshell. This is a set of 2 wooden bead ones. These are from Joann's, originally marked $6.99, and I'm assuming these have been in somebody's stash for a while. But again, 25 cents. Another Joann's again. These were originally $5.99. I paid 25 cents. And these are a fun plastic tortoiseshell. I'm going to have to start making a lot of bags. Bag Boutique from the company THRIFT, like the sewing company. I think that's how you say this. These came from Hobby Lobby. And these are... I don't know, they're very natural looking, like they almost have like some jute or something in here. Another set of the wood ones. Here is another set of those THRIFT ones, Hobby Lobby, originally $10, I got for $1.25. And these are like a jute. And then the last one here, Joann's again, I paid $1.25, and like a dark tortoiseshell, and there are 2 in here. So I am excited. You know, if you watched my video on my Chloe bag, which I can link up here, I've kind of struggled a little bit lately with bags. I did a bag that I absolutely loved, and I will be doing a tutorial on that from the yarn I got from my yarn swap with Kristen Crochets. And I think I got a little cocky with that because I struggled with the next bag I made. But now I can make like 6 or 7 bags. And I mean, for $1.25, I was picking those up in a heartbeat. So next, I've got a couple things of yarn. The first thing I got is obviously some scrubby yarn. You can definitely tell by the feel of it. I paid 50 cents. It does feel like an entire skein. So yeah, I was happy with that. It's purple. And yeah, I mean, what else can you say? It's scrubby yarn. The next thing I got was 2 of these cotton blends right here, both in the color tangerine, and I paid $1 each for these. These do have the labels on them. Red Heart Eco Cotton Blend, 75% recycled cotton. It is 25% polyester, and does it, I'm trying to see if I can see it or if it is covered up. They seem to always at this particular thrift store like put a little bit of masking tape on both the yarn and the label, I think to keep the label on. 145 yards for this 3 ounces. So this will be kind of fun. I could definitely maybe do some Thanksgiving-y fall type of scrubbies or something like that. So I thought that was a great deal for cotton. Here is a vintage yarn that I thought was fun. I don't know how to pronounce this. So it looks like, well, there's a price tag on it from Kmart, and it's an old price tag, but they paid $1.57 for this. And it looks like the brand is Lana Moro, and there's like an adorable little cat knitting. Firenza brushed. There's a lovely lady with a sweater here. I did pay 75 cents for this, which may have been a lot for a vintage yarn. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. There's 180 yards, and I actually thought that I would use this as a border on a baby blanket. I mean, it's just nice and pretty and simple. And unlike a lot of other vintage yarns I come across, this is really soft. So, yeah, I grabbed that. Then I had this Hometown, and I am pretty sure I have some of this dark blue in my stash already. It's, 100% acrylic. It's a full skein with the label, and I paid $1. Then there was this for $1, a full skein with the label of Yarn Bee Brushworks in the color teal. So it kind of reminds me a bit of the Touch of Alpaca yarn. It does say it is 80 acrylic and 20 alpaca. So yeah, I thought that was a great deal for $1. This one I kind of was taking a little bit of a chance on. I have opened it up since now, but they had packing tape around it and it was more expensive. It was $2. So, like my little tree leaning on me there. I could see what the label was, but it is Brown Sheep Co. Incorporated, Lamb's Pride Super Wash 100% wool. It's a 4-weight, approximately 200 yards. I'm not sure where it came from. There's a tiny little sticker that says $9.50 on it. I mean, it was like a, you know, a little yarn, local yarn shop, but it is this really pretty gray color. And I mean, it's fairly soft for wool. You know, it's not like the softest, but it's not scratchy. And there was a skein and a half of it. So I'm assuming that's why they had it all taped up, is because, you know, this would have just gotten lost there. So skein and a half for $2, you know, and they're pretty little skeins, but, you know, I still thought it was okay for 100% wool. I tried to give everything the sniff test when I thrifted, and it did make me a little nervous that it was inside of this, but everything checked out. So the last thing I got, I'm going to have to quit recording here soon. That sun is getting me. The last thing I got was in this organza bag from Wool Warehouse. And I think I paid $1 for this. And it is Drops Eskimo Mix. Excellent for felting, 100% wool. It is, I don't think it has it just has a number, color number 36. 100% wool, and there is only 54 yards in this, but it's like a really pretty mauve-y, lilac, purpley color right here. It's like the roving. So there was this, which is nice and neat, and then this. My guess is someone started working with it and did not like it, and that's how it ended up at the thrift store. But I mean, as you can see, this is like so much bigger and fatter than this one. So I don't know if, like, while you're working with this, it kind of like plumps up once it's out of the skein, or if this doesn't frog well, which is kind of what I'm assuming it is. I mean, it's not like it's falling apart by any means, but or maybe just when you pull it tighter in your project, like maybe, I bet that's it. Like, I bet it's pulled tight in the skein, so that's why it looks a little bit, but now that it's been like frogged and just hanging loose, it's puffed out. I bet, let's hope that's what it is. I don't know. That's how it goes though sometimes at the thrift store. And for $1, I was willing to take that chance, because I thought even if it only worked out for the one with the label on it for $1, that's still wool yarn. I want to take just a quick minute and shout out my friend Claire, who has a channel called Woodshed Theory, and her channel is a very interesting mix of a couple different things. It's mostly about her life as an adult on the autism spectrum, and there's just a lot of really helpful information that she gives, but it's just a glimpse into her life. She was a person who was, I mean, I think she's still fairly young, like around 30, maybe a little younger. But she was diagnosed a little bit later on in her life. And so it just kind of, it's a really, really neat look into dealing with some of the issues that she comes upon. But one of the things that she really enjoys is crochet and yarn. And that has been very beneficial for her. So she has some really great yarn and crochet videos, but I am going to link below here she has a couple thrift store videos where in her area, I believe she is in California, she got like $900 worth of Noro yarn at the thrift store for like $90. So I know, like, you hear $90 of thrift store yarn, that seems crazy, right? But When you see these videos, you like it'll just blow your mind. So she had one that was a little bit older, and it was so cute because I remember I watched it and she's like, oh my gosh, I think I might throw up. I'm so excited. And I was like hooked from there. That was one of the first videos of hers I had seen, and I was like, yep, I would probably want to throw up if I found that type of awesome deal. But she's got a couple since then that were just even more amazing. So I would love it if you wanted to hop over to her channel. I will have it linked below. It's called Woodshed Theory, and her name is Claire, and she has some awesome thrift store finds. So I want to thank you for sticking this out, and if this is your thing, please subscribe if you haven't already, because I would like to talk more yarn with you.